Hi, this is Coach Vassar. Thank you for joining me with the OTF Audio Daily Beats. We are going to go over day 7 of 12 Days of Fitness. This was the best switch template of 2024. You got power on the treads, a little bit of endurance on the rower, and strength on the weight floor again. Once again, as always, if you're new to these, thank you for tuning in. Information is in the description on supporting me. Completely optional, but I appreciate you that have. And as always, any feedback, let me know. Kind of go over everything as always, talk about the key concepts, look at the treads, look at the rower weight floor, and then also the 3G. So once again, this is a switch template. So the way it's going to be set up is someone starts on the treadmill, they're going to do tread, floor. If they start on the weight floor, rower, warm up, they'll do the floor, tread. With the 3G version, I'll go more into details about that when we get to that. So key concepts here. Treads, you're gonna be on the treads twice today in this switch style workout. First time you're on the tread, focus on increasing your push as they get shorter. When you get back on the tread, aim to hold the intensity since the pushes will get longer. On the rower, we're gonna start both floor blocks with a 600-meter push row. Set your time in block 1, match your beat it in block 2. On the floor, we're gonna see 2 floor blocks specifically, lift heavy, use the rep range to find success, and earn rest between exercises. So going simply over the tread blocks themselves, the first time they're on the treads, it's actually 2 blocks. The first block is 5.5 minutes, second block is 4.5. When we look at it, we're gonna see a 75-second push into a 30-second all-out, 1-minute walk recovery. Then the push will decrease by 15, so 1 minute, and then hit the same all-out, shorter walk recovery for only 45 seconds, and then they go into a bonus 30-second all-out by itself. They'll have 1 minute to recover. Then they move into block 2. Block 2 is going to be set up where that push will decrease again. Now it's going to be 45 seconds. All out is still 30, 1 minute walk recovery, then a 30-30 push all out, and then 45 walk recovery, and then the all out by itself. Once again, the goal here is to increase push intensity as the duration decreases, but maintain the all out. So as we close the gap, that should naturally make the all out feel more challenging than it is, and that's because of that pre-fatigue. So with that 75-second push, power walkers 6% or greater, joggers and runners probably start between 1, maybe up to 1.5. That way they do have that room to kind of bump it up. And then for that 30-second all out, 2 or more over their base, power walkers 10 plus. Bike and striders, they'll start 3 gears or so, and then they can add a gear every push, and then 6 gears or more over their base for their all out. With these walk recoveries, in terms of work to rest, they just did just under 2 minutes and they get a minute to recover. Most people won't need that full minute, but if we are trying to get them to increase the next push, that is going to fatigue them a little bit more. That will cause that heart rate to come up a little bit faster, a little bit higher as they go into that all out. And then they have less recovery. So it might benefit them to take that full minute because they will definitely need it on the second one when they only get 45 seconds. And then they hit that all out. They'll have a minute to recover, and then like I said, they'll go into block 2, 45 with the 30 all out, 30 push, 30 all out, and then just the all out again. Same thing, continue to increase that push. So there's 4 pushes, so 3 opportunities to increase, and remember what their best push was. Because then what we're looking to do is when they come back to the treads, is they're gonna try to maintain that push, or as an option, scale it back, but then maintain their all out no matter what. So hey, can you hit that same all out another 6 times while we try to maintain or adjust that push? And this is gonna be just done in reverse order. So when they come back to the treads, block 3 is actually block 2. So they'll have the 30 push, 30 base, 45, 30, and then the 30-second all out by itself. Then they go into block 4, which is block 1 that they started with. So 1 minute, and then 75. So it's the same blocks, but they're just kind of done in reverse order throughout. And that's the tread side. When we look at the rower and weight floor, it's only 2 blocks. You have 11 minutes for each block, and they're gonna start the same way with that 600-meter push row. Use that stored program so that way when they do come back the second time, it will be displayed on the bottom of the OT Connect if they use their heart rate monitor, so they have a goal to chase. With a longer row like this, their split time is obviously going to be like what you want to coach towards. So that way, if they can keep the split time consistent, then they'll be able to match their time to complete. With 600 meters, you'll see most people complete this probably in around 2 to 3 minutes or so. So that's going to give them plenty of time to get a few rounds of the 3 weight floor movements that we're going to see. And here it's going to be work and rest. You have a single arm split squat, and then the tall kneel-in Arnold press. So they're on both knees, punch the weight up, back down, and then the high plank alternating kick through, or as sometimes I've seen people jokingly call it like the breakdancer on Reddit. So for that single arm split squat, just one dumbbell, that's the foot that's also gonna step back. They're in that split, that lunge position. They hold their feet there, 2 counts down, 2 counts up, really slow and controlled there. 6 to 10 per side. After that, for that kneel-in Arnold press, main thing is keeping those hips tight, crunch those abs in, and as they press, they wanna rotate the arms at the same time, really drive the shoulders up, bicep by the ear, and then pull the weight down and try to pack those shoulders back down. If you see people kind of lean back, a good option for this is to split their stance. So they're on one knee, but then they have one foot up in front, so that half kneel-in position. It is a little bit easier to maintain that upright torso that way, since they have that front leg to kind of drive into. And then for that high plank kick through, arms are nice and straight. You're gonna turn to one side, kick it out, bring that foot back underneath. 6 to 10 total there. If anything, treat that as like an active recovery movement. 6 to 10 reps, minimal rest after that, and they get right back to the split squat. Key thing, of course, is that high plank kick through is going to challenge a lot of shoulder load and stability as they gently rotate and come back and everything. So just be aware of that. The second floor block, once they've done the treads and they come back, they're going to see that same 600-meter push row, match your beat. And then the work and rest is a little bit different. They're gonna have a lateral lunge to a balanced bicep curl. So they're gonna have one foot go out. When that foot comes back in, that knee comes up, then they'll hit their bicep curl. And then they'll do that 6 to 10 on one side, then the other. A great option for that is after they step out, rather than bring the knee straight up, they could step in and then bring their knee up. So they can kind of find their balance with both feet underneath them and then drive their knee up, hold that curl. Next one's gonna be the dumbbell reverse fly. That's also gonna be in that hip hinge position. You have people go on the strap and they can do high rows if that feels better for their lower back. And then finally, this single leg glute bridge with a dumbbell in the crease of the hip. That's one where obviously a little bit of stability things going on. You'll tend to see people's hips, whichever leg is extended out, that hip will tend to dip a little bit. So think about engaging both sides of the glutes to keep those hips level. Same thing, they'll get about 2 or 3 rounds in, and the finisher for the weight floor is gonna be that high plank alternating kick through. That's the 2G switch style. Now the 3G switch style, they're gonna do tread, row, floor, tread, row, floor. So if they start on the treadmills, that's the order. If they start on the rower, it's gonna be rower, floor, tread, rower, floor, tread. And if they start on the floor, floor, tread, row, floor, tread, row. You'll have 2.5 minutes to transition between each block here. So very quick on the setup, very quick on the execution of getting people to move. So have that sense of urgency when you are, giving people the heads up to rotate the room, take wipes with them, start, getting that weight floor set up, even if they're not there. Hopefully they are paying attention, at least listening to you. So we're gonna see a 6-minute block at every location. Block 1, this is kind of like a hybrid of the 2 blocks from the 2G. So you're gonna have a 75-second push into a 30-second all out, and then only 45 seconds of a walk recovery. Definitely need that full recovery. The goal is the same, increase the push, and then maintain the all out. The second round is gonna be a 1-minute push, 30 all out, same 45 walk recovery, and then the final round, 45 push, 30 all out. So you have 75, a minute, 45-second pushes to try to bump it up on that second and third attempt. When they eventually make that full rotation and they come back to the treads, can they maintain, or if they need to adjust the push and then maintain their all out. So they could start with the 45, then the 1 minute, and then the 75-second push for that final round 6. So 6 all outs on the treads in the 3G. Now they're just trying to set the standard from the first one and then maintain it for the next 5. The push, kind of start conservative, have that room to grow, kind of close the gap. For the rower, we're gonna see a 600-meter push row to start. They're gonna have 2 med ball exercises for 2 rounds, and then they're going to row for distance until time is called. Now the thing about this one is we're not gonna use the 600-meter stored program. If anything, do the 6-minute countdown. That way, at the end of the block, they have an exact distance of everything they did. So they'll do their 600 meters, then they have about 3 minutes to try to get through 2 rounds of that med ball movement before their screen resets. And then as soon as they're done for 2 rounds, they're gonna add on to their 600 meters and collect as much distance as they can before the 6 minutes are up. So they have single leg front press, and then they squat to bicep curl. In all honesty, these 2 movements will probably take about a minute per round. So you're looking at 2 minutes, a little bit of time to get on and off that row. So they might only be able to finish, get back on that rower, and it might start to reset on them. So have that sense of urgency. As soon as you sit down, just grab that handle, give it a quick tug so it gets a little bit of water, then strap in. The second row block is set up the exact same way, but now it's a single leg rainbow. So start from the shoulder. There's 1, there's 2, 6 on one leg, 6 on the other, and then the overhead tricep extension. Same thing though, 2 rounds. After 2 rounds, they'll add to their distance and see how much more they can get. Can they match or beat block 1? The weight floor, it's the same 3 movements for each block over on the floor. So they'll just have 6 minutes to do block 1 from the 2G. So split squat, Arnold press, kick throughs. And then they'll have 6 minutes for the ladder lunge bicep curl, reverse fly, and the single leg bridge. In all honesty, they should probably get at least 2 rounds in. So really emphasize the idea of, hey, let's go moderate that first one, make it pretty tough. And then if you have that ability to go up, go heavier on that second round. Otherwise, at least use the same moderate weight the second set. Finisher is gonna be the same, but that high plank alternating kick through. And that's the switch template for Saturday, December 7th. And as always, any feedback, let me know. Otherwise, coach it down.